Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot, and the weekly love tarot reading for the sign of Gemini and a person in their life. And we're going to get right into your reading. Queen of Pentacles for you, Gemini. Fool energy. 10 of Pentacles, nice. And Knight of Pentacles, a lot of money energy. Your person coming in with High Priestess, Ace of Wands, Page of Swords, and Ace of Pentacles. Wow, Gemini. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Death. So a transformation coming in. Death, the Death card in tarot does not mean a physical death. I always feel like I have to clarify that. Does not talk about a physical death at all. Talks about the concept of death, right? The loss of something, the ending of something, and more specifically, the permanent ending of something. So it's the necessary first step to a real transformation. You know, that some other thing has to end for you to transform into a new thing, new place, new scenario, etc. All right, guys. So Gemini, let's get right into your reading. First of all, how do you and your person come in this week? Well, you're coming in with Queen of Pentacles and they have High Priestess energy. So you are busy, like extremely busy, Gemini, this week, just making your money. I want to say making money, working. You're industrious as it is, as a sign. Like you're always moving, air sign, very busy, very active. But you right now, you just love your job. You know, you love your job and you're there for it. Your person is coming with High Priestess. So your person this week is coming in with a lot of internal feelings, but they're keeping them quite to themselves, right? High Priestess energy is very cagey. You know, it's like they know something about something, but they're not going to tell you. We're of course going to go into clarifiers to get much more specific than that. But yeah, your person is being pretty cagey this week about something, right? About some information that they have. Let's just go ahead and start clarifying these cards before we go any further to the rest of the spread. You do have Fool and Ace of Wands energy. So this may indeed be a new connection, but let's see. First of all, for you, Three of Cups and the Empress. So yeah, this is a week for you where you're kind of like just with your friends, right? You're with your friends, you're luxuriating, you're kind of like, you're doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Very much kind of just, you know, maybe getting pampered. You're working hard, but you're also playing hard. Now let's see some clarity on that High Priestess. What is your person being so cagey about? Oh, and there it is. Three of Swords and the World. Okay. What's going on here? There's a betrayal here. It's hard for me to believe that this betrayal is against you, right? But there is a betrayal here in their past. It feels more like, you know, listen, Gemini, this feels like a new connection with somebody, but this person is also harboring some really deep feelings, some hurt feelings about a past connection, because I just don't feel that this Three of Swords has anything to do with you. But let's go further. How do you guys see each other? Well, you see them as Fool and they see you at Ace of Wands, and this is where I believe it's a new connection, because for you, when you see them, you're thinking about a brand new adventure. You're ready to sort of like kind of really just leap in. And they, for you, in turn, Ace of Wands. Well, Ace of Wands is the great phallic symbol in the deck. I always mention that in my readings because I feel like a lot of readers don't mention that. But it is, especially, of course, in particular, when we're doing a love reading. So here we have a lot of passion, burning, you know, desire, you know, a lot of physicality, but a lot of passion, just a lot of raw attraction to each other and new. Right? So, yes, this feels like a new connection, but your person is harboring some kind of baggage here, right? So they do feel, I'm going to say they do feel like you are like a breath of fresh air for them. They feel like this thing with you is right, but there's definitely some pain here that they're holding on to. Yeah, you love them. Ooh. And the Emperor, yes, they definitely feel like, listen, this is a nice connection, Gemini, a nice new connection, but you're dealing with somebody who's hurt, who's still a little bit hurt. Emperor energy, they really want to sort of be back I want to say they want to be back in control of their life. They want to feel a sense of sort of being back in their own skin. They absolutely desire also to sort of create something here with you. You know, Emperor energy, some of you Geminis are definitely dealing with an Aries. Emperor is the card for Aries in the tarot. So some of you may be dealing with Scorpio. That is the card for Scorpio, but I feel more Aries energy here. So, it's really exciting. There's a lot of fire here. There's a lot of passion here, but you are dealing with somebody who's quite hurt. You, of course, you come in with 1111 over that Fool. This really feels like a nice new love connection. Four of Wands is also Venus and Aries energy. So you have more Aries energy here. This is, of course, the 1111 card. It's called 1111 because of the wands, but it's actually a four. It's a Four of Wands. And four is the number for stability and power in the tarot. So when we talk about the 1111 card, we're really talking about the numerology of the four, the strong, immediate sort of structure, foundation. It's like a new love connection that comes in very secure right away, right? And this is what makes it such a strong soulmate. And oftentimes, of course, twin flames card. So you feel good about all of this. Like, this is new. There doesn't feel like there's anything, a foul here. There's no toxicity here. Only in that this new individual coming into you is harboring a little baggage here. So I wonder how that's going to play out. High Priestess coming in for you too. So you guys are really two peas in a pod, because it's almost as if they're keeping it to themselves, but anyway. You can tell anyway. So High Priestess twice in a reading, Gemini, is highly unusual for my readings. So this implies a high degree of psychic connection, intuitive connection. You guys really feel each other. And even though this individual is trying to keep some things back, you know all about it. You know what I mean? You can already sense it. They're not going to be, you two are not going to be able to keep very much from each other. How are they resonating? 10 of Wands. Yeah, this whole thing with you feels like a healing process for them, Gemini. They're really ready to let go of some burden, some baggage that they've been carrying, especially since this heartache here. And so this feels nice. Transformation, death comes in. I feel like this death actually has a lot to do with your person, because this connection with you represents and here we have a clear example of how death is it really works in the tarot. Your person is the one who is finally experiencing a death of this heartache and a death of this sort of pain and betrayal that they've been carrying, that they've been burdening. And so it's the end of that, right? So there's a death there, and it's making room for progress. So this is a huge healing for your person. This relationship is healing for your person. And so it feels beautiful. How do you guys see each other in terms of your aspects in the connection, in the relationship here that's starting? 10 of Pentacles for you, Page of Swords for them. Well, this makes sense, because for them, they find themselves feeling a new sense of confidence. This relationship is giving your person confidence and clarity. It's so healthy. This is a healthy relationship for your person. For you, you see yourself as getting the whole package here. 10 of Pentacles. You desire to live with them, be with them, have a life with them, in a very tangible, real way. For you, this is definitely a love connection. This is indeed a love connection for them, but for them, this seems much more like a life-changing, healing connection for them. There's love, and not in a way that they're using you to heal, but I'm saying that this connection is so healthy, right? It's so healthy and solid that it's providing them with a really profound experience and a profound change in their life. You, of course, are feeling profoundly in love, but it's not like your life is, you know what I mean? It's not like you're coming to some kind of huge realization about yourself, or you know what I mean? You're just falling deeply in love with this person. This person is falling in love, but also having this huge shift. Page of Swords for you as well. You see how you guys are mirroring each other? You have High Priestess, they have High Priestess. You get Page of Swords, they get Page of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. This speaks to sort of how well suited you guys are to each other. You two are to each other, right? You both resonate, you're very sort of compatible. You both resonate with the same energies. You both have a high degree of intuitive ability. Some of you will have met this person through friends, right? And again, this feels very new, this relationship, this connection. It feels certainly like it may have started maybe in the last several weeks, few months at the longest. So quite new. I mean, I love it. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I think it feels good. Gemini. And if you're resonating with this, please claim this reading in the comments, because this is like a fab reading for a new connection that Gemini is having with someone, where it's really just impacting both of you. It's just one of those lovely stories where you guys just click, and you begin this new life together, and it's just positive and powerful for both of you. So what are your animal spirits? Fire ant and the bear. Watch out. So people fire ant energy is fire, but it's also somebody who's very, overly regimented, overly stuck on rules and regulations, gets really irritated. This is mad OCD, energy. People who are just like, fire ants. You imagine if you poke fire ants or you disrupt their work, they just all charge, right? So watch out for that. What's going on there? I don't feel either of you resonating with this energy, but it may indeed be that whoever this person has dealt with in their past. Listen, usually when somebody falls in love with somebody else and gets another new positive relationship, the old person tends to come in and want to F everything up because they're toxic. Your person, remember, has somebody toxic in their past, and that person may indeed be resonating with that fire and energy, in as much as finding out that, you and them are having this positive connection. It's just going to irritate the shit out of them, and let them be irritated. You know what I mean? There's always a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always some hater out there. There's always everybody has some toxic person in the closet somewhere, or in their back, in their history, or, part of their, in their backstory, right? Or in their past, that wants to poke their head up as soon as they're doing well and just wants to interfere. And the best way to deal with people like that is just to, ignore them. Don't give them any play whatsoever. The bear, earth energy. The bear is awakening to a spiritual transformation, just really recognizing a lot of connections in its life. The bear is such a physical animal, such an earthy animal, and yet it's, the bear really, animal spirit really sort of represents that waking up to a different sort of level to it, right? To the spiritual level. The bears are spiritual, but they have to kind of wake up to that. They have to kind of come out of a hibernation and really kind of wake up to how connected everything they do in their lives physically, and how they are physically, and all their movements and their decisions and everything affects their spiritual side of their outlook and their experience, right? So beautiful energy, because of course I do feel like your person is having somewhat a spiritual sort of healing, awakening experience by being with you, Gemini, because this relationship is just it's just so good. You both are just so good for each other. Let's bring out the oracle. Spirit of the waters. Here we go. Cleansing, healing, spirit of the snowflake, spirit of gold. Okay, what? Spirit of the waters. Cleansing, healing, emotions. This is what I'm talking about. This reading. This person is absolutely being healed by this connection with you. Then we have spirit of the snowflake. Special, irreplaceable, one of a kind. That's this connection. This is absolutely a one of a kind connection where everything just fits into place in such a beautiful way for the both of you as far as the connection and individually. And what else do we have? Spirit of Gold, which really speaks to this 10 of Pentacles. Spirit of Gold, wealth, status, windfall. Together, you guys have a windfall because, you know, this is a healthy relationship. And so you both, of course, buoy each other up, support each other. And whenever you're in a relationship like that, abundance comes in because you're both working towards the same aims. You know, you're in lockstep. You both support each other. It's just like the sum of your part, you know, your whole together is more than the sum of your parts. Excellent reading, Gemini. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, this is beautiful. Watch out for that fire ant. Just, you know, flick them away. They're going to get irritated, but at the end of the day, they're harmless. You know what I mean? They're ants, right? And, you know, you could just let them work themselves into a ladder. There's always some haters in the wings somewhere, waiting in the wings, just waiting to hate. You could just ignore those. But Gemini, you and this new person, excellent reading, excellent love affair. Please sound off in the comments if you're resonating with this. It's so exciting. And that's it. Like, subscribe, share. All of those things really help my channel, so I really appreciate when you do it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Gemini and Gemini cross watchers, thank you all for joining me for your weekly love tarot reading. Do check out your toxic love reading, which I would have uploaded yesterday. But for right now, I wish you guys love, life, and happiness, and I hope to see you guys again in my channel at the next love or toxic love reading. Bye-bye now.